Happy Homebrew Wednesday, folks. Ryan Patrick Murphy here, drinking a little nothing. I got two glasses here, so I'll probably be double fisting here in a minute, but let me just pour something out of the kegerator here. Alright, now I'm drinking a little homebrew. How you doing, folks? It's been a while since I recorded a video. Not a whole lot going on, and well, actually there's a huge thing going on. I'm going to be getting married next week. So that's, cheers to that, am I right? I've just been catching up on some homebrew videos. I haven't watched them in probably months. So catching up on Craig, it's kind of weird that I have so many episodes of his Homebrew Weekly to catch up on. Usually if I'm bored and I'm watching them, I'm watching repeats. Let's see here. The cool thing happened this week. Craig had actually done some sort of question thing. Let's see if I can bring it back up, where you answer 9 or 10 questions. It's like an FAQ thing, and he called me out in his video to do it. So you know what, I'm gonna do it. I just gotta find it. I really should have been prepared. I thought I had it up on my phone here because I don't remember all the questions. But so the gist of it is I'll answer these 10 questions. I'll put them down in the bottom, and maybe I can try to tag some people, say, hey, do it. But I don't know if I know even 5 people that I can get to do it. Let's see, we'll find his video here. Okay, come on, I gotta get the details. See, the episode's actually playing behind me right now. What the crap? You can't... Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay. There's 9 questions. 9 of them. Well, before we get to that, let me talk about this beer. This is my Dry Irish Stout. I brewed this at the beginning of March. It's been a phenomenal beer. Unfortunately, I probably got a good amount of it left, but oh man, it is a good stout. If you like stouts, check out this recipe. It is just in Beersmith. If you have Beersmith, go check that out. And you can probably look on the Beersmith Cloud too and find it. It's their recipe. So, pretty good. Check it out. And I also have my Session IPA, the Karma Citra from Northern Brewer. That's still on tap. I have not brewed the Caribou Slobber yet. I have it. The grains are milled. They came pre-milled because I thought they'd get here on time, which they did, but then I didn't get motivated to brew. You know, it's kind of a sucky thing about all grain is you got to be motivated for 6 hours of work to just brew some beer. So let's see. Let's get on to these questions. How did you get into beer? Well, when I was a kid, I remember my dad drinking Budweiser. That, you know, and I never really drank any beer when I was a kid, of course. And I never really, I don't know, you know, like a lot of kids had a sip and you're just like, ugh, gross. But I had some craft beer in college, probably a little bit before I was 21. I was like 20. And you know, that stuff was alright. I think like Sam Adams Boston Lager and St. Pauli Girl, both pretty good beers. But I really didn't get into it until I was 21, and the Old Chicago opened up in Cedar Falls, which was like, I think it was the month after my birthday it opened up. And I went in there and had a flight of beer. Yeah, I feel like the video is pretty loud here. I don't know if you can hear that. There we go. I tried to turn the volume down earlier. Went in there, I had a flight of beer. I remember there was Millstream Shield Brow, which is it's an amber lager. I always thought it was an amber ale, but it's an amber lager. Bigfoot IPA, which speaks for itself. And I don't really remember what the other two were. But I think they were pretty good beers. And I remember getting through those first three, and then the Bigfoot IPA was the last one. It was the first time I'd ever had an IPA. I nearly choked. Man, that was the biggest pine sol flavored. I mean, oh man, I could not believe that anybody could have made money brewing that beer, you know. Which, you know, I think a lot of people think that when they have IPAs and for the first time. And that really, Bigfoot IPA is a pretty decent IPA in my opinion now. But at that time, whew, I tell you what. So, Old Chicago pretty much got me a craft beer. They had the World Beer Tour where you get it, if you drink 110 beers, you get put on their wall. My name is on the wall in Cedar Falls, Iowa, Old Chicago. I don't live there anymore, so I can't go see it, but it's pretty cool. What's my favorite beer? That's a real tough one, you know. I probably, honestly, and this is, I'm going to take a lot of flack for this. I'm going to say Corona and lime. Without the lime, it's trash. I understand that. Now, I got a lot of friends that have a problem with that, you know, because we're craft beer guys, and they're just like, really? You like Corona? You know, I like it with a lime. But if I couldn't have that, if you wanted to narrow down the result, or you know, say if you could only have the beer without having anything added to make it taste better, that's pretty tough. I'd say Pseudo Sue from Toppling Goliath. That's a pretty good beer. It's made of Citra hops. I like that one. I drink that one frequently. It's readily available too, which helps a lot. And it's brewed, well, it's brewed in Florida, but it's owned by an Iowa brewery, so that's pretty cool. If you could only have one beer, what would it be? Oh, that's tough, because I don't think I would want to drink Pseudo Sue by itself, you know, just only drink Pseudo Sue. I'd have to go back to the Corona. I could drink that all the time. Or maybe, oh, what was that? Summit had a beer. It was some organic ale. It was kind of a pale ale sort of thing. What was that? Oh man, I gotta look this up now. It was like Summit, I think it was like a session pale ale or something. That was a real nice, easy drinking beer. You know, I can get sick of hops, drinking too much hops. I can get sick of something like this if this is all I drink. We have Hop Vale Organic Ale. That's what it was. Yeah, I'd say that one would be a good one. I like that one. You know, it's a craft beer. It tastes good. It has good flavor, but it's not real heavy. It's nice light flavor, and it's pretty sessionable. I haven't seen it in a long time. I don't know if they still make it. 4.7% ABV, so it's technically an American pale ale, but it really, yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. What else we got here? How can you drink so much and stay healthy? Well, when I can get that answer, when I have the answer, I'll let you know, because you know, yeah, I can't really answer that question. Are you an alcoholic? That is a tough one to answer. I don't think so, because, yeah, I may have a few beers on a Friday or Saturday night, you know, it's on the weekend or whatever, but I don't let it negatively impact my life. Like, I don't sit here all week going, oh man, I could use a beer, you know. I'm perfectly fine not having a beer. If I have something else I need to do on a Friday night or Saturday night, and, you know, spend time with my fiance or whatever, I'm fine not having a beer. You know, so or, you know, any alcohol, really, you know. it's kind of something to do, and I like doing it, but I don't ever get to where I gotta have it, And and I've heard that, if you have more than 3 beers in a sitting or something, then you're an alcoholic. Then if you go by that definition, then okay, I guess I am. But really, I don't think so. You know, to me, being an alcoholic, you have an addiction, and I'm not sitting here jonesing for a beer all the time. What's your favorite ingredient? I will say, and there's going to be some people go, huh? Crystal 77. I believe this is made by, it's either Simpson or Crisp Malting makes it. I like it because it is kind of hard to get. There's not a lot of brewing suppliers that have it. And when I tell my friends I use Crystal 77, I like to have them go, what the hell is that? And I really don't know what makes it special. I don't think it's just a blend of Crystal 80 and 60. Maybe it is, but I would think that'd be Crystal 75 then. But yeah, I don't know. It's a good malt. Let me see if I can get a description here. I used it in a lot of beers. I'd actually, the brew shop in Cedar Falls I used to go to, Kitchen Wines. And I think that's Kitchen Wines, and I'm sorry, Tom, I can't remember your brew store's name. Because for 3 years I called it the brew shop, so it's not Kitchen Wines and Spirits, is it? No, it's Kitchen Wines and Brewing or something like that. Anyway, it's the only real good brew shop in Cedar Falls, Iowa, so if you find it, you've probably found the right one then. So, let's see. Crystal 77 is made by William Crisp Malts. Let's see. Crystal 77 edges towards a darker crystal malt, perfect for imparting colors of deep golden to dark red, right in line with amber ales or hoppy red IPAs, but suitable for anything teetering towards dark. Notes of caramel sweetness come through, while head retention, mouthfeel, and body are also assisted. The longer kilning of this malt also imparts some roasty notes with the malty sweetness. So I'm pretty sure you'd probably find Crystal 80 probably has a very similar description, and maybe not, I don't know. But I like it. I just like it because it's, it's kind of special, but it's probably really not. Let's see what we got here. Do you brew? Nope, never brewed before in my life. No. Of course I brew. If so, what is your favorite method? I've been doing all grain for the last about a year now. I think I got my grandfather a year ago this week. So I like all grain. I do think it's a lot of work, and unfortunately I do think it's kind of slowed me down a little bit on brewing because I get kind of burnt out a little bit. I'd like to probably at some point go back doing some extracts or maybe a couple canned kits here, which I don't usually do a lot of those. I never really did a lot of those, but I've done some of them. If I get to where I need to keep the pipeline flowing, the kegs get some kegs filled or something, and I may just do a Cooper's kit here or there just to supplement, just so I don't have to waste a lot of time, don't stink up the house. I try to be respectful of my fiance and not brew a whole lot when she's home because I know she doesn't like the smell. But I think, at some point, she's gonna have to put up with the smell at some point, and she has, and she's, she hasn't really told me I couldn't brew or anything. I just try to be respectful of, she lives here too, so, and I got the dogs around too, so I have to be really careful with the hops since hops are poisonous to dogs. But probably my favorite method for a long time was mini mashing. I really like that because you can still kind of do a quick brew day, but you got to put a lot more grains and base malts in your beer and without doing a full on all grain. But the all grain's fun. So really, I didn't answer your question at all there. I just talked about a lot of different styles. I think and I hate to steal this from CraigTube, But you know, really, whatever works for what you need, you know, whatever suits you, yeah, that is the best brew method. And for me, you know, I could switch brew methods whenever I want to, you know, as I need to, and I think that's perfect. But I'd probably right now say all grain because you know, I got the grandfather, and the grandfather does make all grain a little easier too. So we'll say all grain, I guess. Anyway, what was your first beer? Well, there's probably the obvious sip of Budweiser or Bud Light or whatever. First sip of beer, legal. We'll go with that. Millstream Shield Brow? No, that's not even true. That's not true. I don't know. Oh no, yes I do. It was Bud Light. That was the first beer that I had seconds, well not seconds, but minutes after turning 21. I had Bud Light at the library on the hill in Cedar Falls, Iowa. An old friend of mine, we're not friends anymore, unfortunately. He emailed me, we hooked up, and he bought a pitcher of beer, and we sat there and drank it, and then went home. But yeah, it was Bud Light. You know, not and first beer when not being a kid, just I don't even want to go there because I don't know. We'll just go with first legal beer was Bud Light. Who in the beer world do you look up to? Well, I don't know. I guess I don't really look up to a whole lot of people. Well, you know, I got a lot of respect for CraigTube, honestly. He did not get. A lot of people say that he got them into home brewing. He didn't get me into home brewing. A buddy of mine who I don't think brews much anymore got me into home brewing. And when I was waiting for my stuff to show up or whatever, I was looking on YouTube, see how do I brew with this equipment I got for my birthday from my dad. My dad got me my first homebrew kit from Northern Brewer, their starter kit. And I was looking online, I found this CraigTube guy, and it was him in the bum sweater. But you know, Craig doesn't have the means to all grain all the time. You know, time. I don't mean he doesn't have money or anything like that. I don't mean anything like that. I just mean he doesn't have time. It takes a lot of time, and so he's figured out to adapt. He knows little tricks here and there to maybe make some things easier. I have a lot of respect for that sort of thing. When yeah, there's the by the book way. But if you do it this way, it'll be a lot easier and you'll still be safe, even though you may not be exactly by the book. You know what I mean? He's really resourceful, and a lot of tricks that I used to use, and I probably still use and don't even realize it, or his, you know, came from him. So, yeah, I guess I would say I look up to Craig. That is the last question. I don't really know who I would ask to do this. Let's see, we'll have, let's say J Muff. If J Muff's out there watching, you should do this if you haven't already. I'm sorry because I haven't watched a lot of people's videos or anything lately, so I don't know who has done this. Let's see, Mini Brewer, you should do it. I don't, you know, Andy Dripstick. I know you don't do any YouTube videos. Maybe you should do a YouTube video like this. Andy sits in, he doesn't cast, but he watches a lot of casts on Vaughn Live. He's a hell of a nice guy. And he actually was the one who told me that Craig had tagged me to do this. So I'm going to tag him to do it. Yeah, I don't really know anybody else who... oh, Looney Larry. He does a lot of grandfather videos, and he was one of the videos I saw that kind of helped me decide to get my grandfather. And I think that's about it. I was going to try to drink some of my Session IPA here. I'll pour a little here. We'll pour some, even though I kind of did the wrong glass. Mostly because I can't remember which one's in which tap. So, let's see here. You know, just a little bit. Just a little bit. This is a few weeks old now. But man, it is a fairly clear beer. Wow. You know, it's had some time to sit. It's kind of hard to tell. You know, it still has a little haze to it, but it's pretty good looking. I don't know if you can get through the stout or not. You know, the stout's pretty dark, which is good. It still has a little bit of a citrusy nose on it. Let's see, there's some Cascade, Centennial, and Citra in here. Oh, it's good. It is good. I think the hops are going out a little bit, but we're dropping out a little bit, but that's a pretty good beer. Guess now I'm double fisting here. And look at that. That is pretty though. Look at these two colored beers. They contrast each other pretty well. Well, there's a lot of things that could be said here, but I'm not going to say any of them except goodbye. Thanks for watching. Pour yourself some good beer. I think I used to have an ending thing, and I don't even remember what it was. It's been so long since I made a video, but I guess we'll just steal everybody else's. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. Brew beer. Brew really good beer. Cheers. 17. I'm out.